Oh, y'all spoke the flag, bruv.
I'm like, let me turn it that way then. What's happening, everyone? This is Brian Harvey. What's the date today, Ed?
The 20...
Is it 20? 21st?
21st, I think.
21st. Let me just check the date.
I don't even know.
Let me check the date. 21st, Tuesday, 21st of August.
Where's my...
Time is 20 to 3. And obviously I'm here. Eddie's okay, he's here. Got a flag over here somewhere, haven't I? And yeah, so just a quick one. Got the police coming round today, right? And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to live stream this because I need to be able to prove in court that because all of the stuff that I've reported in the past, right, to like DC Tony Atkin and Wiltshire Police and Special Branch, with regards to all the Andrew Ash stuff, the Bill Maloney stuff, Ian Puddick funding that whole trip, Ian Puddick saying that I'd been sectioned and all the rest of it, yeah? So, apparently, none of this stuff has ever been logged, because the police have told me that they've looked and there's nothing been logged with a Met, which I find really, really strange, because that can only ever work in Ian Puddick's favour. And the fact that none of it's been logged, but the police only want to take notice of an alleged tweet, is ridiculous. Because let's face it, Ian Puddick has tried to entrap me. But that don't seem to matter. And it doesn't seem to matter that Ian Puddick had, like, for example, right, I'll give you a couple of examples here. No, I've got this one here, right, as you can see. Now, this ain't Ian Puddick's account. This is the Land Puddick account. This is the account that was up for, I don't know, 2-3 months or whatever, that Puddick didn't seem to mind being up. Like, he didn't mind someone cloning and pretending to be him, as long as they're putting a boot into me. So that's all right. Ministry of Bent Police at Land Puddick. Always good to catch up and chat to at Tony Mortimer. What a busy place to catch up at, Columbia Road Flower Market. But it's the next tweet that does me in. Brian Harvey, E17, facts. Brian had sex in a swimming pool with a man. Right, now anyone that knows me knows that I'm really a swimmer, and the last place you're going to find me is in a fucking swimming pool. Especially with a man. Brian sectioned under Mental Health Act. Now, you notice that because this is now coming from the Land Puddick account, and Ian Puddick took down the original Brian Harvey section tweet from the 26th of the 1st, 2015, this is like 6 or 7 months later. Alright, big up Ed. Big up Eddie. This is 6 or 7 months later. Brian sectioned under the Mental Health Act, and E17 band members dislike him. And then at the bottom there, break-in, failed E17 pop star, Brian Harvey proves... Oh, I don't know what the rest of it says. I've got the rest of it somewhere. But it's the Brian had sex in a swimming pool with a man, you know. What do you make of that, Ed?
Yeah,
but the thing is Puddick don't mind his account being copied as long as it's having a pop at me.
Yeah, it seems the way it is, brother. You know what I mean?
And why ain't he got a problem with Tom Cahill? Because on that recording of him, he says that Tom Cahill called him a pedo and a paedophile protector.
Yeah, Jewish paedophile.
Yeah, Jewish pedo mafia and all that stuff. But Tom Cahill's account has never been taken down.
Twitter or YouTube?
Neither of them.
Never.
Never been taken down.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
And Puddick says, he can call me whatever he wants. He can call me a CUNT. He's done that. He says on the recording with Bill Maloney in the background with him, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, he can call me anything he wants. That's fine. But he can't call me a paedophile. Well, I haven't called him a paedophile. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I've not really fucking called him anything. Right? Not really. All I've done really is defend myself because this geezer's had it in for me because I've caught you out, you fucking tried to entrap me.
Yep.
Right? You've tried to entrap me. Walked me into a story that was going out in the Express newspaper with Andrew Ash, and fucking Kellaway's working now. And if that ain't bad enough, Andrew Ash comes out with Richard Mallett's name, or says yes to it at least, like they're abusing him. I mean, Ian Puddick is linked to Neil Wallace. I've got tweets up there where Ian Puddick says Murdoch hates a certain person. I can't remember who it was. I know because I was personally told. I've also got tweets where Ian Puddick says he spoke to the commissioner.
So obviously, look, Puddick's in the know, right? We know that. So we was having a chat earlier, and I said to Brian, it's possible they're going to try to get this trial as a closed trial. Closed court case. Closed court case, because Puddick's been down that road before, right? Now, obviously, if it's behind closed doors and Puddick knows certain people, it's a done deal, you know what I mean? Yeah. Even if it's trial by jury.
Was even put up, I know magistrates.
Yeah.
I know judges, R.E. Janner case.
Yeah.
How do you know a judge, R.E. the Greville Janner case?
So who is this guy?
Not a paedophile case.
Who is this guy? As if you ain't got enough to put up with, you know what I mean? You've also got online trolls trying to discredit you. Now I'm thinking, who are these people? And they love to use question marks.
Who is Guidance 2222?
I don't know. And who's he guiding?
Because he's recorded you.
Yeah, he's recorded me with a lot of editing in it. You know what I mean? A lot of people said to me, bloody hell, he's done some editing there. I don't know. Why?
I think he's trying to copy me recording people.
Because you started.
But what is this guy's problem? Because Guidance, right, if you're out there and you're watching, if you've seen all my evidence, right, online, and you're still against me, then you must be on the other. You must be on Wedge's side. You must be on Puddick's side. You must be on Bill Maloney's side. You must be, because what is your problem? What is it? What are you looking for? What are you trying to find? Because clearly, if you're not on my side with the amount of fucking evidence that I'm putting out there, and it's like you're trying to gun for me, well, that just fits in with the other people that are trying to gun for me at the minute.
It seems to wind him up that I actually mentioned this Hampstead case, because for some reason am I stepping on his love child or what? I mean, what is this? What is this big deal that I already told you that I've got this guy's number, right? You swayed that to the side because you've got your own things to deal with at the minute, and then obviously you went online and said you wanted to talk to this guy. You decided to do it your way. You haven't got to go through me all the time. No. You know what I mean? I'm not his God. No. I mean, what's the problem?
Listen, man, let's make it clear right now.
Who are these people?
Let's make it clear right now, right? I see what your game is, yeah? I see the way that certain people are trying to paint up Eddie. You're trying to take him down.
Lady Sparkle?
Yeah, I don't.
Lady Sparkle, these people are telling me, watch this woman.
Listen, I'll tell you what the trick is.
I don't know who are
They're
these
trying
people?
to take you down some right-wing,
right-wing,
whatever the fuck that means.
Whatever that means,
down some right-wing avenue. So then what they want to do is say, Red Pill Phil and Eddie are like these right-wing people, and they're attached to Brian, so Brian must be right-wing, and it's another avenue to divert away from, let's face it, phone hacking. Murdoch's the one in the background. This Puddick thing, look, he knows all these people. He knows Neil Wallace, right? Puddick, don't forget, Puddick funded the trip to go and film Andrew Ash, who was going to name my phone hacking solicitor, who I just caught hiding Kellaway's statement.
But that doesn't matter.
And Andrew was made to say by Bill Maloney, funded by Ian Puddick, my phone hacking solicitor's name.
But that doesn't matter because you're still shill, aren't you?
I'm just a shill, yeah.
You're just a shill, bro.
Fucking
Is that an in-word? It's an in-word now, isn't it? Everyone's a shill. Is there anyone who's not a shill? Everybody's a shill. There's no one left. There's no one left. It's just a game. It's just a game. So
with shit going on like that, we ain't never going to get anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. But that's the fucking idea, which is why they do it. Yeah. You're a shill, this one's a shill, that one's a shill. Yeah. Listen, if you don't come with evidence and you're so sure about something, then maybe you're a shill. Yeah, but when you got the fucking paperwork and the evidence and the audio recordings and the fucking video evidence and the paperwork...
And your audio recordings are not edited.
No,
they're not edited.
No, some of them are excerpts out of...
Yes. But clear editing,
some of them conversations are fucking 6 hours long. Unless you want to sit there and hear the whole 6 hours. I'll gladly play them to you. Yeah. I'll gladly play them to a fucking jury. You know what I'm saying? You can hear the whole thing if you want.
Well, why edit a phone conversation which is only a couple of minutes and little chops?
I don't get... What is his angle?
I don't know. I think he just likes putting question marks in videos, sort of like for the sake of it, and getting involved with idiots like that, anti-gang.
But
who is that guy?
I don't know. I've not paid enough attention.
Nor have I.
Because I just try and stay away from it. That's why I delete the comments, because I think, you know what, fuck you ain't taking me, diverting me, giving me something else to think about while I'm doing what I'm doing.
Like we said from day dot, right? At the end of the day, I always give you your space. You make your own decisions, my friend. End of story.
That's right.
I respect a man for that. I'm just passing through. I just come the other day, I'm just passing through and I'm like flipping on.
Ed,
it looks like even the truthers you can't trust.
If I choose to talk to you, that's down to me.
Absolutely.
It's got fuck all to do with anyone else. Do you know what I mean? But everyone's going to have something. Well, I'll tell you what, the only people that are really going to have anything to say about it are the people that want me to fail. And the people that want me to fail are people like John Wedger, Bill Maloney, Ian Puddick. You get me, yeah? Rupert Murdoch.
Who is this? Who's this other guy? This plan. What is it? What's his name again? I
don't know, right? But I'll tell you.
Want to mention the letter?
You want
to mention the letter?
Yeah.
Tell the people.
Well, I've been getting a couple of letters through lately, right, on a couple of these trolls that are on my case, right? So I get these anonymous letters sent to me. I've got one up there now. I can bring it over. And I mean, this RR Plan B, apparently his name's Christopher, right? That's as much as I'm going to say on it. But I've got his address. I've got his business company thing, the name of it, where he lives.
How did you get it, Brian?
It come through my door anonymously. I've got the letter over there. Let me get the letter.
Yeah. Looks like someone's trying to wind up Brian Harvey.
What
are they so scared of?
Listen,
well, mind you, I can understand what they're scared of.
They want to wind me up. Well, I'll show you from here, right, from a distance. Look, see that? A 288A, a company document, right? Appointment of director or secretary, right? And this apparently is the Plan B geezer or Plan B, whatever his name is.
Oh, big up Danny Jones. Danny, I heard you trying to contact me, brother. Listen, if you're there Friday, we'll talk then. You know what I'm dealing with, because we'll leave it till Friday anyway. You know what I mean? I'll be there anyway, no problem. Yeah, go on, Brian.
So let me show you now, right? What this person said to me, dear Brian, because RR Plan B has done analysis of your videos, I thought I'd do an analysis of RR Plan B YouTube troll. This was posted to me the other day, right, anonymously.
Yeah.
He has a YouTube channel called RR Plan B. He has made various claims about you, one being you are an actor. Fucking actor.
An actor, yeah.
Man, was I not in E17? Did that not happen? Did I dream that? Is that a fucking delusion as well now? The police are actors, etc. I might fucking agree with you on that. He does seem obsessed with you. His behaviour is very odd indeed. He actually thinks when he uploads videos about you to YouTube, the Bird Boys send a plane over his house to harass him. I have no idea what or who Bird Boys are. Summoning aircraft. He claims he has over 700 videos exposing paedophiles, but his content does not reflect this. Anyway, very quickly, trigger, back boy, back, go on, back, good boy, back, good boy. Very quickly I discovered he was from so-and-so, and probably from an area called so-and-so, due to videos he's posted. I won't bore you with them. He posts a video when he goes to his front garden and points out at a plane that was sent to harass him. The Bird Boys seem unsettled. That's the title of the video. This was very helpful in helping me find his address. Firstly, it showed houses in his street, and he points to a plane that was flying to, I ain't gonna say. So I looked up I ain't gonna say and I ain't gonna say, and noticed the plane was flying from northeast to southwest. This allowed me to have a narrow search area, i.e. its flight path. So anyway, this guy goes on to say, I pulled up Street View on Google and started to look through the streets. Very quickly noticed houses from the video and where he was standing. If you go to Google and type in blah, 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 postcode and everything on that, it will show you his home. It's the one on the left with blah, blah, blah. If you go back to the video and you see it's the same street, so that's 100% his address. Right, so he sent me that, this guy. I don't know who he is, it's just come through anonymously.
Like the Tom Watkin book.
Yeah, that came through anonymously as well. So look, let's just have this right and be. I'm going to put it on a T-shirt, Let's have it right. I'm going to fucking do that. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to pattern that. Let's have it right. Why would someone want to send me RR Plan B's address literally, I'm supposed to get this, watch his videos, get wound up, go, what? That fucking geezer? I'll fuck him. I know where you live. You're blah, 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 or so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm fucking coming for you. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Then I'm supposed to get nicked for fucking harassment.
Harassment, yeah.
Yeah, which can only work in whose favour right now?
Ian Puddick.
Puddick. Who knows Murdoch? Who funds Bill Maloney? Right? So anyway, I've been sent that. And I've had, it's not the first time I keep getting anonymous letters. I got one today from a guy who, I think that one was more genuine though, from a nice guy who sent, he's like, he does security or something, and he sent his card with his details and his face on it and that, and says basically if you want any help with the court thing and that, I'll offer my services for free. I won't name you, mate, but I'd like to say thank you for that, because like I say, not everyone's a cunt.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And
That's
this guy he sent his name and everything. It's on his card. All I'm going to say, mate, is thank you. I got your letter, and thank you for that. But I'm cool for on the day of court. I'm absolutely fine. But thank you for that. It was really nice of you. So today the police are coming, and I've got a few questions for the police. I was watching a video yesterday on Twitter that someone said, Brian, have you seen this? Someone had put together a video with regards to the phone hacking and everything, right? And one of the things that I noticed, what was said on there, was that the phone hacking, the whole, when it was picked up by the police, it was picked up from counter-terrorism, dealing with the phone hacking, the Mulcair notes and so on and so forth. Now, whose dad used to work for counter-terrorism police?
Puddick.
According to his own tweet.
His own tweet, yeah.
And that tweet went out before I met Bill Maloney. That was in May. I hadn't met Bill Maloney yet, 2013 in May. So there's no reason for that to be a wind-up on me.
Absolutely.
So if counter-terrorism police were dealing with the phone hacking, and Puddick's old man was ex-counter-terrorism, but at the same time Puddick says that he was being tracked by counter-terrorism police in his Range Rover, not in his white Transit. There's another link, counter-terrorism and the name Puddick, and obviously phone hacking, Neil Wallace, Rupert Murdoch, Richard Mallett, who was named by Andrew Ash, told to do so by Bill Maloney, who's funded by Ian Puddick, who also funded me equipment to go and film that specific story.
Absolutely.
Right, so why are these people doing these things?
And why would you fund someone that's a nutter?
Exactly.
What for?
Exactly. Why would you do that? I mean, you can always turn around and say, well, I didn't think he was a nutter at the time. But the thing is tweets go out saying about, you know, I think I'm the man, you know, he sold 10 million records, he thinks he's the man. Sorry, Puddick, it was 20 million records, mate, you got that wrong. And no, I don't think I'm the man. I'm just stating a fact. Do you know what I mean? I'm just stating a fact, that's all. Some other things that I want to ask the police. Obviously, I want to remind them of how many actual fucking death threats there's been. There's been about 5 in total. I want copies of the exact alleged offences, because the police have now pointed out to me that there was something in a song, in a rap video that I'd made. Now, if he's talking about Up in Levels, that rap music video, there's a bit in it where it says malicious communication, man said I done it, I done it, I done it. Right, now don't get that I done it confused with that being a delay on the end of that lyric. That's all it is. You know when you do stabs? Basically they're called stabs, right? So when it says malicious communication, man said I done it, I done it, I done it. It's a delay on the man said I done it, I done it, I done it.
It's a poor argument. It shows you how desperate they must be. For them to be digging that up, they're desperate.
But the bit they don't pick up on was where I said, but I reported you first. Yeah? You don't pick up on that bit. Matter of fact, I'm fucking play it for you. Let me play it for you.
Boy, Harvey's going in.
Let me play it for you. Right, also, this Puddick, right, weren't he done for harassing another geezer, Timothy Haynes, who'd had an affair with his ex-wife? Whether that story's true or not, I don't bloody know, right? Could be a counter-intelligence backstory for all I know, could be, I don't fucking know, right? But all I do know is that he's been accused for harassing people before, which nothing ends up coming of it, and it's a closed court hearing. Now mine, me being a public figure, I hope you don't try and do that with my court case, because the public have got a fucking right to know.
Yeah, for real.
So I don't want no closed court hearings. If I decide to go in the courtroom and say, yeah, I plead not guilty, then I want a Crown Court with a jury, and not a jury that's been picked by you and your mates. Yeah? Because, for example, Michael Portillo, senior cops, gone out their way to help you. And one of Puddick's own tweets, Brian Harvey, X17, has called the cops and reported me for harassment. It's in his own words. Why is it not logged? Because Puddick says the police laughed at him and left, and then ends it with, he's a freak.
Remember?
Now, is that not an admission from Puddick that... and he's tweeted that I've reported him to David Cameron. So why are these things not logged?
Brian, you did mention that the original account where the so-called alleged offence was made, all of a sudden, you can't get into it.
Well, it's not on there.
It's not on there.
You can't get into it. It's not on there.
Just a supposed screenshot from Puddick.
Well, all you got is Puddick. That's all you got.
Yeah,
you got nothing from Twitter, because the police were saying to us, well, we talk to Twitter and Twitter won't give us URLs and stuff. They've also claimed that they've not examined my computers.
Twitter won't give you URLs. Twitter will give you whatever you want. When it's MI5, man, they get whatever they want. They're running social media. Crap.
What about...
It's a setup, man.
What about in 2016 when Operation Fairbank come around here, the 10 gigabyte key drive that I copy the stuff from the 1 terabyte hard drive that they give back to me from 2015 with Puddick's tweet on it, they get it copied again onto a 10 gigabyte key drive, right? And you can hear DC Tony Atkins say...
You're forgetting something. You have mentioned that when they took your computers, they're saying they didn't even look at your computers.
They're saying they didn't look on them.
You know,
but I believe that they've looked on them.
Yeah.
But the reason they've got to say that they didn't is because all that's on now. And if you've looked at that, then you'd have to act on it. But you can't act on it. You don't want to act on fucking phone tapping, but you want to act on an alleged fucking tweet. I mean, what have the old Bill come to?
Yeah.
What have the old Bill come to? I mean, what is that? You call yourself police, there's people out there murdering and killing and raping, and you're going on about a fucking alleged tweet.
Absolutely.
What about the shit that's been tweeted about me? What about what these fucking silly trolls are doing right now? They don't want to know about that, though.
Yeah.
Let me play you, Sam.
Listen, anyway, anyone coming Friday, you know what I mean, I appreciate your support. Just be of good behaviour, please, you know what I mean, because these bastards, you know what I mean, boy, anything's capable with them, you know what I mean. But yeah, you know, if you can make it, love, you know what I mean, come along, you know what I mean, just stand for truth, you know what I mean. We've got to expose these bastards.
They're just looking for any excuse.
Yeah.
Right now. Right, so we're gonna hear that bit in the rap video, right? So this is what they're talking about. Right, hold on, let me put this on the speaker. This is what they're talking about. So, yeah, you know, I've been about since 92. I don't give a fuck about 90 dudes. I'm trying to crack on a make tune. Need blue, don't fuck trying to make blue. I swear man fit the sick, but they ain't flu. And they gonna try and knock me. Look how long man's been repping E17. Proper flew with a cockney. Malicious communication. Man said I done it. I'm gonna put my computers away on my phone and my drive. That is nothing. But you tweeted our section. I reported you first. You hear it? Yeah? Can you bloody hear that? Let me play it to you again.
Can I get a rewind?
E17, proper flew with a cockney. Malicious communication. Man said I done it. I'm gonna put my computers away on my phone and my drive. That is nothing. But you tweeted our section. I reported you first. You and your police protection. When intention try to see me in a hearse. But I know what your game is, and it ain't gonna work. Set man up with a ninja, one hand is on break in the dirt.
Oh, not that too, Raven.
Yeah, that's
and the plan's been
exposed. The man's got a dick in his name as a fact. Pussy on knows what I know. Yeah. Let them pussies know. Right. So, malicious communication. Man said, I done it. Yeah? It's a fucking delay. It's called a stab. I don't know if anyone, plenty of people out there, right? They know about music. They know about making their own tunes. They know about when you do your stabs in the background, yeah? Man said, I done it. It's a fucking delay.
This is important. That's coming out in a gold label, brethren, and Eddiesok's got the copyrights on that.
Because, mate, if they're using that, if they sell you seriously...
Dave.
Is that but really?
Mm-hmm.
Mate,
that's how desperate they are, man.
That's fucking desperate, mate.
Desperate measures.
Desperate. But none of the... But I reported you first.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to talk about that bit.
Don't want to talk about that. It's a farce, man. It's a farce.
Right, so...
That's a tune, man. First time I heard that, you know, bro.
Yeah, you not heard that before.
No, I ain't heard that, bro. I ain't really heard you rap, you know, brethren, but you got it.
Yeah, no, I'm not really a rapper, mate.
You're alright, man. You're good to go.
Shotty, mate. Shotty's you ain't met Shotty yet. Shotty's the influence.
You're good to go, bro.
One, Shotty, mate. He's the daddy for that one. Alright, let me play you listen to this. You didn't even say nothing to me about it. It's like, mate, I thought you had my back. You ain't got my back.
Talking to Bill Maloney.
Right, you hear Bill Maloney there? This is Bill Maloney talking about Ian Puddick, right? And he says here, I looked on him to fund. He's funder, right? And then what he goes on to say is, because I'm saying to him, look what the geezer done, you ain't got my back. And then Bill says, I don't go on Twitter. So we're talking about something on Twitter, right? And then he says, he rang me, the silly cunt, and told me what he done, referring to the section tweet. So Puddick even rung Bill and told him what he done. And there's Bill saying it. The bloke that he funds, the bloke that walked me into a trap, tried to entrap me with Andrew Ash, knowing that fucking Robert Kellaway's in the background. And I'm supposed to believe that Robert Kellaway's got a dog in the race. I've just got your fucking police witness statement that puts you all bang in trouble. Why would you not try and set me up?
Yeah,
and then if you really want to top it off, how the fuck would Andrew Ash know Richard Mallet, who's been hiding me stuff? How would he know? He wouldn't. And I've even got that on tape. I've got Andrew 2018, 27th of July, right? I don't know Ian Puddick. I don't know Richard Mallet. It's confirmed. That's what I looked on it for. No, the geezer's putting the boot into me. You didn't even say nothing to me about it. It's like, mate, I thought you had my back. You ain't got my back. I don't know Twitter. I don't know nothing. The first I heard about it was when he fucking phoned me up the silly gun and told me what he done. And I said, that's false. And I hadn't spoken to him since that fucking Tom Carlisle stuff. And that was little fucking wanker. Well, because I wanted to get the bottom of it. Right? So it's there. It's there that he's his funder. Right? He's his funder. And Bill Maloney set me up. Right? With Puddick funding it. But no one wants to hear about that bit. They only want to hear about a fucking silly alleged tweet. And this is ridiculous. And I can prove that I've had DC Tony Atkin round here, Wiltshire Police round here, Special Branch round here. I've given people 1 terabyte hard drives. Do you not think that fucking tweet that Puddick put out about me, the section tweet, was on that drive that I give to the police? Of course it was. And then look at the email that I wanted to show John Wedger about DC Tony Atkin, because he wanted me to give evidence against Wedger, right? And when I go to contact Tony Atkin again, oh no, I no longer work for U-Tree Operation Winterkey. So it's Operation Winterkey as well as another operation, right? I'll pass on the relevant stuff to the relevant people. Well, he couldn't have done. And I'm saying that's why he got took off the case in the first place. Because I think Tony Atkin was probably all righted. He seemed like a nice bloke.
Yeah.
He did. Nice. He seemed like a nice bloke.
Yeah, he seemed like a very nice man.
Very, very nice
very
man.
nice man.
Very nice man. You know what I mean? And then the next thing, he's off the case, and they don't pass it on to the relevant people because Dan Gleave, who's coming round here in a minute, he should be here any minute now.
And none of it's on their records.
None of it's on their records.
Yeah, sucks, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
What about the SOP that got put on my address for Puddick putting my address up online? Or Lamb Puddick? The police never came back to me and said, actually, it wasn't him. It's all, he's been contacted, Mr. Puddick, and that, and we've put a thing on your address now that you've got a number to ring if you get any threats or anything like that.
But has he ever made a complaint that someone's using a fake account in his name?
I saw a tweet saying that there was 3 of them and he reckoned he'd reported them. But it was months later.
Right.
So the boot's been well put in by them.
Yeah.
You do it straight away.
And he would. Trust me, he would.
And the cop is saying that one of the tweets that Puddick's reported me about has apparently happened on my birthday. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
What else happened on my birthday a couple of years before? Ben Fellows gets arrested. August the 8th. Go and have a look for that video now, it's gone. But unlucky, because man's got a screenshot. Yeah, which I'll be giving to Dan Gleave today. Now, this Dan Gleave geezer, he seems all right, yeah? He's coming on the phone, he's like, look, I'm impartial. He's saying, look, I want to look into the phone hacking evidence. But I'm saying, look, you've already had it all this time.
That's right.
And I look, I'll be straight with you. Are you really going to go up against Murdoch? Of course he's not. I said, I want to talk to the Commissioner. I've got a tweet saying that Ian Puddick spoke to the Commissioner and that he had a couple of officers on him within 12 hours or something, boasting, bragging again. Yeah. Also, there's one gone up about, I know magistrates, I know judges, I know judge in the Greville Janner case. You've got Ian, the bloke he funds, Bill Maloney, telling us there's a death threat and that Bill Maloney's on a hit list. That means anyone that works around me, they're involved. So basically you're telling me that I'm on the hit list and that as well with you if I work around you. And it's come from a barrister. Who's the barrister? Who's the barrister? Oh, I can't say. What do you mean you can't say? You just told us, and you are telling me my life's in danger because you say, you've got to think about this. You've got to think about your families. So you're not just saying it's about you and it could possibly be me. You're telling me you need to tell me today what you want to do, if you want to step out or not. Like you're in control of it somehow. Like you could stop this death threat being on me. How do you do that?
So let's get this right. You've got Puddick funding Maloney, right? Puddick funding Maloney.
Yeah.
And
provable.
Ninja, etc. And you do all these hours of recording, right? And not one of them end up on Power Match videos. Not
one of them. All for me to put up.
It's so obvious. It's a slam dunk. If someone can't, if people look, I mean,
and Richard Mallett's on the list.
To me, it's very straightforward.
Richard Mallett's on the list, and Robert Kellaway's working at the paper at the same time. And Sonia Porton, the woman who's come forward, who's just made the video about paedophiles in Parliament. Yeah. Right? She's working here as well. She says to me on the last phone call.
Oh, is that the one when Maloney said, Andrew Ash can give you any name that you want? Yeah.
She said to me, I've got it on tape, that Bill Maloney came to her, offered her Andrew Ash, and he'll name anyone you want him to. I haven't played that actual... I played one part of it, where she confirms it was Bill and that, but I haven't actually played the bit yet, where she says he'll name anyone you want him to. Anyone.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So, YouTube trolls, give the guy a rest, man. You know the score. The geezer's bang on it, you know what I mean? What you want his case for, unless you're a blooming agent yourself?
Listen, of course it is.
You know what I mean? You've got to look at,
what's going on about, man?
Give it a rest.
The bloke that can't even pick up the phone and talk to me about Bill Maloney, his mate, right? He's clearly got it in for me.
No. We're just proper. He's a decent guy because he always says, God bless you. God bless you.
Of course, yeah.
God bless you,
and he buys his clothes from charity shops. And he's had the same car for 26 years. Yeah, no, he must be all right.
And I'm coming to court with a load of whistles round my neck, you know what I mean? Sort of like give them out to the real whistleblowers, you know? Yeah. Mickey Mouse, isn't he?
I used to like
Donald Duck.
them sweetie ones. Remember them ones?
That's back in the day, innit?
Yeah, Wedger Pops. Yeah, man, we get some of them going.
Oh, days.
Mate.
You couldn't write this if you tried.
You couldn't, man.
I can't believe it.
You couldn't. There's just so much here that needs to get cleared up because, mate, I shouldn't even be going to court.
No, it's disgusting, man.
You know, and if this ever ends up in a closed court hearing, you know something's wrong, big time.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Because I can't see them coming to court and answering all that paperwork you got there.
I
No
can't.
way.
I'd like to see them.
No way.
I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them come to court and let me question them, which is why I have to represent myself. I mean, look, even that other lawyer that we were talking to, he's scared, he's gone, mate.
Yeah, got a solicitor involved. Got a solicitor involved. Man, ship out.
Gone.
So like, can't do it.
That's got to be
Man,
about.
no way.
That's got to be about the fourth or the fifth one.
Yeah.
Right? They come along. I go, look, here's Kellaway's statement. See you later. See you later. I can't deal with this. See you later, mate.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, man.
Not involved.
It is what it is, brother.
Do you know what I mean? You got to know that this is all coming from Murdoch. I'm being stopped from the top. He blatantly doesn't want more additional shit coming out on this phone hacking thing. I didn't know that counter-terrorism were the ones that were dealing with the phone hacking to begin with. I didn't know that. I only found that out through that video. And then obviously when you got Puddick talking about my dad, ex-counter-terrorism, Ron Puddick, it's like...
Everything comes out in the end, you know, Brian. Everything's for a reason, brother.
Always,
trust me.
Everything always goes back to Murdoch. This is what I noticed. I mean, look at... I know it's like a bit like on another subject, but even this man here, mate... You heard what he said about Millie Dowler on the conversation, yeah? Greg Miskill. He was a news editor at the time that I got hacked. And he was the news editor at the News of the World. Well, obviously, Millie gets hacked the same month as me. This is a news editor. This guy blatantly says, comes out of his own mouth, I can remember the far end of the fight with Millie Dowler, how the information was gleaned, blah, 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 and how she was phone tapped.
Boom.
He said it.
Yeah.
He said phone taps. And I then point out to him, and that's never come out, Greg. So thank you for that, Greg. It's ridiculous. You know, you got video of me at Downing Street holding up that big piece of evidence. You know, is that not reporting phone hacking? What do you mean you ain't seen it?
Yeah.
They've all seen it.
They've all seen it.
They
Everyone
can't act on it because they're being told not to.
Yeah.
I mean, look, here's what have I got here? I've got a thing here, right? Where is it? I've got a thing right here, man. Not RR Plan B. There's a bit right. Here's one thing, for example, right? Now I had to laminate this one because this is fucking brilliant. You remember like the mole care notes, right? I got page 58 and I got page 60, right? Now page 59, I didn't get.
That's right.
Right. So page 59, you've got page. They're not in chronological order anyway, right? Because on page 60, which is the last page, which is there, the later one. Page 60, you've got a date on there, the 2nd of the 5th, 02. Page 58 has got the 11th of the 12th, 03. So they're back to front for a start. So I'm saying page 59 should show 3rd of the 5th, 02, which would have been the Friday before the Sunday on the 5th when the story came out. And Robert Kellaway leaves a message on my mobile. Why ain't that on Glenn Mulcair's notes?
Yeah.
Right? And it's here, and it says... caught what appears to be Brian Harvey's answer phone, leaving a message. Robert Kellaway says, I gather you're trying to get in touch with me. Apparently, Brian, you're more than welcome to give me a buzz. And then he leaves his number. So that's why that one's being held back. That's why Richard Mallett didn't want to send me the police witness statements. Right, because they've lied and they've been caught. Massively caught. And these people want to deal with a fucking tweet. Now, what is going on in the world?
Yeah, I think it's a setup. I think that the magistrate thing is a setup. I'll be surprised if they don't go for the closed hearing. But I think personally, I think that's what they're going to try.
You can't get away with that. Why is it then whenever Puddick ends up in court, it's always got to be a closed hearing?
Yeah.
Who are you, mate?
Yeah.
Who are you?
We have to look into that, Brian, as it goes to find out. You know what I mean? What's the legal term for that actually being incorporated?
This is public interest.
Why? Because
why would you cover it up? Why would you cover up something that was supposed to have happened on social media in front of everyone?
Absolutely.
What's there to cover up?
And not only that, but the copper said it was a high-profile case.
Yeah.
right? Because whether people like it or not, there's no such thing as a ex-celebrity. You're a celebrity because people know your name. You know what I mean? They know your name. You don't need to be singing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when Wedger comes out with this ex-celebrity, man, I sort of like, oh,
it's
man,
just all derogatory.
painful.
Put the boot in.
Yeah, it's just painful. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Put the boot in. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm going to stand there with my mates and that. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah. Anyway, I love you, John, even though you're full of yourself. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah. Right, hold up. Let's just turn these cameras on because I can see the police at the door.
Are they coming?
Right, he's here.
Oh, okay. We're live, and the police are in, so just be good. Behave yourselves.
Right, behave yourselves.
No swearing on the texts.
Behave yourselves. Right, let's turn this. Right, here we go.
I bet you won't come in.
Hello, Mr. Harvey.
Hello, mate.
It's Dan, the police officer.
Are you Dan Gleave, yeah?
Yeah,
oh, lovely. How you doing, mate?
Can
I just check that? Is that all right?
Of course you can, yeah.
Lovely, mate. And can I just ask you, are you on your oath today?
Yes, I am.
You are. Brilliant, mate. Come in.
Mr. Harvey, I just need to let you know, because this meeting is governed by the rules of disclosure for the case,
yeah.
I'm also having to record as well. Okay?
That's fine.
So
I've got no problem with that. I've got no problem with that.
Fantastic.
You record, I record. Let's all record each other. Yeah, go on, mate. Just go straight in there, mate. Yeah.
Wait a minute, can't I record?
You record, we can all record.
The battery's dead, man, because I've got an iPhone 6.
Dodge pop battery in them phones, mate.
Mate.
Mate, I'll take a seat, mate. Do you want a cup of coffee or anything?
I've literally just had one, but thank you very much.
Yeah? All right, cool. All right, let me just... I'm just going to turn that around. That's it. All right, so what I'll do is I'll wet that on now. And if anyone who knows me is out there watching, don't call me, please, because you cut me thing off. Yeah.
I take it we're live, are we?
Yeah. It's just easier because I can download that one. I am recording on these cameras as well, but like it's a lot of work when you've got to sync up 3 cameras and that, and God knows how long the meeting's going to go on for.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You know. So I mean, where do you want to start, Dan?
Well, I mean, the purpose of today's visit is, as part of the investigation.
Yeah.
My job is obviously to prove or disprove the allegations that are made against you.
Yeah.
CPS have requested a few items that I get from you, basically.
Yeah.
So I just made a note here. Bear with me a second. Of just a few things that we need to cover. So I've got so many notes.
Oh, mate, you wait and you see all the stuff I've got to show you. You're going to be here a week. I ain't bought a sleeping bag with you.
Yeah, innit? Get a pair of boxers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, all it is because obviously, as part of our conversation and some of your YouTube videos, you've mentioned some mental health issues.
Yeah.
I need to be able to evidence them in terms of that, because obviously, people
That's all right.
with mental health, it's a whole spectrum of different things, and
Yeah.
just because you have mental health issues, it doesn't mean you're completely, incapable of doing things, or don't have capacity to do things. So, I'm not here to say you're completely raving mad as such as any of the expression goes.
No, I'm not mad at all.
Yeah.
I'm just I've had I was diagnosed as clinically depressed.
Yeah.
But my doctor, Dr. Ali Zubair, had told me that I was bipolar affective disorder.
Yeah.
And he said that his actual words were, I'd seen people with half your symptoms that were diagnosed straight away.
Yeah.
But obviously that diagnosis in the court within regards to the phone hacking case, what they did was they played a tactical game there. They called limitation on me, which stopped me from bringing all of my stuff from 2002. Because obviously in a civil claim, you've got 6 years to bring a claim, right?
Yeah.
So what they're saying is well, that was 2002, so that would have brought it to 2008, you're out of time. But I said I wasn't told until phone hacking until 2012. So if I can prove that I've been incapacitated from all the way back then up until today, then my time to bring a claim starts now.
Yeah.
And they had to call Lord Grabiner for instruction on that. And Lord Grabiner, his partner in his chambers was Kenneth Clark, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously that's who Ben Fellows was accusing.
Yeah.
And that's the first person that Bill Maloney takes me to meet.
Right, okay.
So everything always goes back to Murdoch, and you will see that by the end of this. I mean, this whole Puddick scenario is to cut a long story short, like I told you on the phone. I go to help Bill Maloney, right? I meet Bill Maloney in July 2013. August the 8th, 2013, Ben Fellows gets arrested on my birthday. I sent you the screenshot of that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying to you. They love a date, these people. I don't know why they do it, but maybe it's meant to hurt me personally. Oh shit, that's on my birthday. They're going to come for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're threats, if you like. You know what I mean? I go to help Bill Maloney. Picked up by John Wedger, the walking whistleblowing policeman who's been putting a boot into me online, for the simple reason that I asked him to call me, because I want to know what he was doing with Bill Maloney in 2018 after Bill Maloney's tried to entrap me with Andrew Ash, funded by Ian Puddick.
Yeah.
You know, which is fact. It's not hearsay, this is fact. I mean, you've seen the receipt for the Ninja, have you seen all of that?
Yes, I think I've seen on the YouTube video the picture of the
So there's no doubt in the police's mind that this guy's supplied me equipment to film this Operation Fernbridge Witness, or alleged Operation Fernbridge Witness. There's no doubt in the police's mind about that. I mean, the first question that comes to mind, who is he to be funding Bill Maloney and me to go and film an Operation Fernbridge Witness? Who is he to be able to do that? Because he claims to be a plumber.
Not right.
So who is he in order to be able to do something like that in the first place?
Right.
Who's Bill Maloney to be able to interview Andrew?
Who is this man?
Right? That story then goes on the front page of the Express that Sunday, which was the 12th of January 2014. They don't name any names. I'm left with all the footage and Bill Maloney's interview the next day also, where he gets Andrew, and I've got this confirmed, he made Andrew, he said, you just name who we want you to, right? Threatening Andrew. You just do as you're told, basically. So Andrew went along with, my phone hacking solicitor comes up in the bloody list. Now, Bill never publishes this. That was supposed to be a pie mash interview.
Yeah.
I'm meant to publish it and put it out as truth, as gospel. Now, why was I meant to put that out? Two reasons. One, all of the information turned out to be bollocks, and I ended up looking like a fucking idiot, ruining the child abuse inquiry and killing my own credibility, and discrediting Andrew in the same, all in the same thing. And secondly, Richard Mallett comes up, which I find, that was the thing that really, really gave him away, because Andrew doesn't know Richard Mallett. He's confirmed that to me in 2018, 27th of July. And all that would have done would have allowed Richard Mallett to do a runner and say, I'm not working with Brian Harvey no more, he's calling me a paedophile, that's unacceptable, see you later. Because Richard Mallett had already filed my claim, sought me out over this phone hacking issue in 2012.
Yeah.
Got me to give him the authority to go to the Met on my behalf to see what they've got. Once he got the authority from the Met to actually get the mole care notes, he knew that he had paperwork such as this. That's the police, Essex police, taking on illegal transcripts from Robert Kellaway, who had Millie Dahler. He's bylined on her story anyway. That is the story that got the News of the World in trouble in the first place, right? That brought the whole thing down.
Yeah.
So this is Robert Kellaway. The very same month, April 2002, Kellaway is illegally recording me. Now on November the 6th, 2013, Kellaway gives evidence to the hacking inquiry, says he has no knowledge of phone hacking whatsoever. Yet in his police witness statement, within my case, admits the recording of my calls.
Yeah.
Right? Admits it. And it's not only mobile telephone calls. On the mole care note, the house number's on there as well. So that's not mobile telephone voicemail litigation. That's house phone. That's telephone hacking. So he did know about hacking.
That's right.
It's proved. And the police here, you can see, Mr. Werrick, which is this man here, B.S. Werrick, who was at Loughton Police Station, is requesting it, right, from Kellaway. And he's not requesting the original tapes, he's requesting Kellaway's transcripts. Now, in my arrest, when I get arrested, I think it's I go involuntary, they ask me to come in, I think it may be August or something, or just before that. The first line that my arresting officer says to me is, I've got transcripts. He doesn't say, I've got the tapes, he's got transcripts. So they've taken on Kellaway's transcripts, illegal recordings, interception of communications, transcribed by Kellaway. So they're taking his word for it on everything that's there. And they've requested it and taken it on. Now the interesting thing is that Kellaway does his transcribing of all of the calls on the 2nd of the 5th 02. Top of the Mulcair note, there's my mobile number. For Neville, this is Glenn Mulcair, this section here now. 2nd of the 5th 02. He's doing the mobile, he's doing the sting operation, transcribing all of his illegal recordings on the same day as Mulcair. Now, the person that was working with Robert Kellaway is this guy here, Conrad Brown. Now, Conrad Brown only works with Maz and Mahmood. So obviously, Maz is in the background on this, and this must be where the drugs issue comes from within the story, that the police suddenly say that they've lost. We never got to examine them. Right? So, I mean, look, there's proof of phone hacking right now. Right. That is proof, and that's what I was holding up outside Downing Street, and no one's acted upon it.
Can you send that to my email?
Yeah, I've
made a note of
I'll do you copies.
Anyway,
I mean, I'll even print off some stuff for you to take away our copies of. You know what I mean? I've got no problem with that.
I mean, as I said on the phone, obviously, primarily the reason for my visit today is just to collect the information that I need for the current case.
Yeah, well,
regarding the allegations against yourself.
Proof of personal independence payment, and I hope that this ain't going to get turned into an issue where they try and have me sectioned or something.
No, I mean the rules regarding
that fitting nicely with public speak, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Some years later, but I mean, look, there's proof of personal independence payment. I think that's
copies or.
No, I can do you a copy though if you want.
Yeah, I mean, or if you do you have a scanner? Do you? Or
yeah, I do. I mean,
if you want, you can scan them and email them, and I can.
Yeah, or I'll print them for you, and you can take our copies away. Claim for support allowance. This one's 20th of January 2018. Now, this is all still running now.
Yeah.
Also, look, there's another interesting thing here, right? This was from the courts, right? This is 12th of October 2015. Master Bancroft Rimmer, right, says as follows: I refer to your letter dated 12th of October 2015. Right, approval of Mr. Harvey. May I first apologise on behalf of the office for the accidental destruction of my bundles. They destroyed all my evidence.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? There's a cover-up going on here, mate. Yeah. You know, you've got to see that. And then Kellaway left me a message on the 3rd of the 5th 02. That's not on the Mulcair note, so. They're protecting Kellaway, right? Cut a long story short, because Kellaway's there on the $1 million story, right? Now, this is the thing that done the news of the world, right? This is what Adam taken down, right? And this is April 14th, 2002, right? I'm done April the 26th, 2002, right? So we've established that it's the same month. Now, Robert Kellaway, he's told the hacking inquiry officially he knew nothing about phone hacking, right? Now, his police witness statement, I sent you that. You can see that he was recording my calls. I have a micro cassette with most of those conversations and all of that, right? So he's recording my calls. Now, the problem is this. Robert Kellaway, right, he's lied to the inquiry. Now, the reason that he's had to say that he knows nothing about phone hacking is because the guy that he was working with on my case is Conrad Brown. Conrad Brown only works with a fake Sheikh Mazza Mahmood. Now, because Kellaway here is transcribing calls, not only his own ones, but Conrad's ones of me as well, because there's loads of them, there's not just a couple.
Yeah.
The fact that Conrad Brown has done some of these recordings that he's transcribing on the same date as the Mulcair note, the problem for Rupert Murdoch is I've now tied the fake Sheikh to Glenn Mulcair, which has never been done. Which is what they're shitting themselves about, which is why I need to be discredited right now. Right. That is one of the main problems. And then you've got people like Ian Puddick, right, who is connected to Murdoch. He's connected to Neil Wallace. He's connected to John Wedger. who's connected to Bill Maloney, who's connected to Ben Fellows, who's shooting films for Tony Mortimer, who's connected to Tom Watkins, right? Ben Fellows is accusing Kenneth Clark, whose partner in his chambers is Lord Grabiner, who's instructing Linklater solicitors, Murdoch solicitors against me. All goes back to this man. And then when I do the Andrew Ash, where's Andrew? When I do the Andrew Ash filming, Andrew Ash in the background of Andrew Ash's story, working at the Express at the same time, and I've just got your police witness statement from Richard Mallet, who Andrew then names, which is ridiculous, who was hiding Kellaway's statement. There's your problem. I mean, how the hell is Andrew Ash going to name Richard Mallet my phone hacking solicitor? The reason that he does that is because he needs a reason to run away now. Because I've caught him out. Why ain't you been sending me Kellaway's statement? You've been representing me over a year with that, and you still ain't sent me all the paperwork from 2002 when you won my case.
Remember the email you sent, you added Bill Maloney in with the solicitor, you remember?
Right, so when his T-boy, sorry Andrew, Verrugia, this guy here, poor bastard, I ring Mallet's office, and I'll say, is Richard there? He goes, no, Richard's not in the office. Wait, Richard's not in the office. I said, right, can you do me a favour and look in the box, because I remembered Kellaway's name, right? And I said, can you just have a look on Robert Kellaway's police witness statement? Hadn't even been confirmed to me that it was there yet, but I knew he had it, right? And he's only looked on it, and I said, do me a favour, can you tell me who the guy was that Robert Kellaway had doing the recordings of me? I said, he's got a funny name. Comes back sometime later, was it Comrade? I said, that's it, Comrade Brown. Send me that statement. He sends me the police witness statement. When I get it, obviously I'm helping this geezer at the same time, Bill Maloney. So I say, I'll send it to Bill Maloney going, look what I've got, I can't fucking believe it, I've got Kellaway's statement. He don't say nothing. But what Bill Maloney does is rings his funder, Ian Puddick. And Ian Puddick funds me money for a ninja because he's mates with Neil Wallace and Rupert Murdoch. So he funds me a ninja to go and film Andrew Ash, who's going to lie about a whole group of people, right? Which, if I go out there like that's truth on Big Brother, that Ian Puddick sets up, right? And say, yeah, this person's a nonce, that person's a nonce, it discredits me, and then who's going to believe my phone hacking evidence against Rupert Murdoch? And the real dodgy thing now was that Andrew Ash names Richard Mallet in the list that never gets published on Pie and Mash Films. Right, so what they've done is they tried to entrap me, and what they don't like is the fact that I've caught them all out and they don't like it. So now it's all coming down to a malicious communication fucking tweet, which is fucking bullshit. I mean, what about this bloke? Tom Carhill. Yeah. He's calling Ian Puddick a paedophile, Jewish pedo mafia. He's been doing it for some years now. Never once seen his YouTube come down, never once seen his Twitter page come down. Not once. And the recording that I'm going to play, if I can, you're right, that, yeah? Yeah, I need to play, because you need to hear these things,
right? Listen to this one.
I'm going to play you a recording of Ian Puddick with Bill Maloney, and this is, I think, sometime towards the end of 2014, and listen to what's said. This is me talking to Ian Puddick. About him.
Yeah, so, I mean, because like this geezer, yeah, he contacted me, right, and Tom Carhill bloke, yeah, I've only seen his videos online, and obviously I've seen the backwards and forwards where he seems to be putting the boot in, and the last thing that I got off of him, he was talking about, yeah, he's going like they're all Jews or something, and why are they ashamed of it? Does it matter? Does it matter? Yeah, but I don't understand what the fuck that's got to do with it anyway. That's not. Yeah, no, he's a cunt. But he, you know what I mean? I get this message and that on Twitter, so I thought, all right, I'll have a look. You know what I mean? I'm entitled to find out what people are saying and that. And personally, I don't think it was him, because at the end of it, the bloke's gone about, yeah, I've got to switch accounts. I'm going to go back to my old one and talk about the Tom Cahill, the one with the zero in his name rather than the O, which I think is the one. But then, to be honest with you, mate, who the fuck is he anyway? Because he's just someone on the outside that's just being seen to be putting the boot in. You know, I don't really understand. But who's he what? I don't understand. And he's saying to me, right, I'll tell you what he's... Well, he's in Thailand, isn't he? Why is he all the way in Thailand doing it? Yeah, I've watched it all, yeah, the whole thing.
You heard him say that Tom Cahill's never been taken down off Twitter. I've never had his YouTube taken down. He can call him whatever he likes, not a problem. Yeah. So let's suppose, for argument's sake, that I had have sent a tweet. What would be the difference between Tom Cahill and me? Why would he have a problem with me so much had I have sent that tweet and with what he's saying? And his Twitter's never come down, his YouTube's never come down.
This isn't something that I can comment on, as I said at the beginning.
But you see what I'm saying? What I'm doing is I'm giving you...
If you can send that to me.
Of course,
I'll
submit that as well. But what I'm saying is I'm being singled out, and you have to look at the reasons why I'm being singled out. Right. Yeah, you have to. This is what I'm saying. It's because they've tried to entrap me. They've been caught. I've exposed them, and now this is the way that it gets back at me. Yeah. Now, you've seen the tweets, for example. Ian Puddick, got senior cops went out of their way to help me. Right, you've seen that. You've seen that Sir Peter Heyman was his uncle. Yeah. You've seen Brian Harvey reported me to the cops for harassment. Yeah. They laughed at him and left. He's a freak. 2015. So if he's even saying there, in his own words, I reported him for harassment, and that is 6 months after the section tweet that he put out about me at the beginning of 2015. Yeah. What happened to that?
As I said, obviously...
He's even saying it in his own words.
As I said, I've emailed the relevant officers that you've spoken to in the past about the allegations to find out exactly what's gone on with that. I'm waiting to hear back. Yeah. And that will obviously all be submitted as part of the trial as well. But if it's not covered within this initial trial, as I said, if there's any counter-allegations you want to make, although countless suggest afterwards, I know you made previous allegations, if there's any that haven't been followed through, I can certainly record that.
So what happens if you now talk to Operation Fairbank and you talk to Wiltshire Police? I mean, you've already seen the emails there proving that I reported this guy. Yeah. Well, so it's clear that I was in there first. So why have I been arrested?
Purely, as I've obviously explained, it's in relation to specific tweets that you've been put to you, which you say you haven't put out there, basically. So that's what that is, and that's all I can really
You're saying the one that's got me nicked is one that's gone out on my birthday?
Yes.
Right, well, I'll tell you right now who's going to be behind that. It's going to be this bloke. It's going to be him and him. Okay. Right? Because this bloke's got a dog in the race. Because otherwise, why is he in the background of that interview? Why was he holding back his police witness statement if they're not all in on it together?
In relation to that, obviously, again, that's something I can't comment on because it's as part of the trial.
No, but I just have to make you. Yeah. But they need to drop, mate. They need to drop those charges.
Well, this is why I've come around today to ask for these bits of information because, as I said, I am impartial, and I'm not here to string anyone up against the wall. I'm here to prove or disprove offences. Yeah. Prove or disprove. Yeah, so that's what I'm here for today. And having a look at this, sorry to interrupt you. Go on. It obviously says about your entitlement to ESA, but it doesn't have anything specifically about the reasons for that. Do you have the report associated with this claim, or which details issues that surrounding a particular health concerns?
My mum won't have it, but there's proof there that I'm being. I mean, they don't pay out personal independence payment if you're not on the mental health.
No, I know. I mean, you can. What I mean? Yeah, I mean, my understanding is you can get personal independence payment for various disabilities or various concerns.
Right. Well, we know that it's under mental health.
Yeah.
We know that. I mean, I can show you. I'll show you.
Obviously, I don't want to be airing your health.
No, it's all right. It's fine. It's fine.
But
It's fine. Like I said, man, I've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing to hide. Oh, that's why I want to see the commissioner. I was made to sign that. Indicates that we've had some sort of a conversation, and we haven't. Never met the bloke or the bird, whoever it is now.
all I can say about this level of authority is, generally speaking, anything that's done generally for the police is as treated as if it's for the commissioner. For example, if you was to sue the police,
no, but that says I agree that I've been contacted by the respondent, but the commissioner of the Metropolitan.
Because it's not explained. It's not explained in this. But generally speaking, if there's any official dealings with the police, it's on the understanding that it's via the commissioner. So, for example, if you was to sue the police for anything, you're suing the commissioner. So, and it's on the same basis. So you might not actually speak to the commissioner.
Yeah, but it doesn't. That's not how it's worded.
So, no.
That's worded like I agree. I've been contacted by the commissioner, not someone on behalf of the commissioner.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I want to talk to the commissioner, because I want to clear up the fact that we never had this conversation, and also the terms have changed. It's gone from when I give Malik the authorisation on the day he contacted me, the 24th of the 4th, 12, in regards to ascertain about telephone hacking. Telephone hacking is criminal. This is now mobile telephone voicemail litigation, which has been put in a civil. It's gone from criminal to civil, basically. Yeah. And that's strange in itself, because Malik comes on the phone and says to me, "This is millions." All of a sudden, I'm being offered $5 grand, then 10 grand. That's not millions. Yeah. So it was a slam dunk case. So what changed? What changed?
Okay. I mean, I can't comment.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. Malik knew what he was doing when he contacted me, because while he's working for me, he's also working for Duncan Larkin, the Sun's Royal Editor, what was part of News International. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when Malik won my case in 2003 against the News of the World, when I got not guilty, and the News of the World printed guilty, right? Malik didn't follow it up with a defamation case against him for me. Instead, what's happened is he's ignored me from that point. He's got no guilty. I won't talk to him no more. And they've taken him on, offered him work, because Malik's been holding phone tapping evidence against him for all of them years. So obviously, Malik's climbed the ladder off my back through not following up on a defamation claim on my behalf. They've obviously given him work, which is clear because he's working with Duncan Larkin. And they have sent him in to me to say, "I think you've got a really good case here, blah, 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 blah. Do you want me to go to the Met to see what they've got with regards to phone hacking?" What he should have been saying to me is, "Don't matter what they've got. I've got the transcripts and everything here. They're finished anyway. Anything they've got is just a cherry on the cake. It don't matter." But he was sent in to cover it up for them. Right. To get me to take a $5 grand payment, then you can never come back after that. Yeah. And I've never accepted it, so therefore it's still ongoing. And this is what the problem is. Right. Public's just a diversion away from all of this, is what the actual truth of it is. Medical, I just wanted to find that thing for you. So he's bullying other people as well. He's Tony Lovell. John Alford's also contacted me, said he's done it to him. I've even got one of the screenshots when he says about John Alford, "Oh, he's back on the gear." He puts the boot into everyone and gets away with it, this bloke. He's got to be brought to justice. Simon Tomlin, this is a guy I've got a long conversation with. Apparently he's had him put away for a year in the past, malicious communication. And this is where it's from. This is our chat here. This is our chat. Facebook, there's John Wedger, look, Bill Maloney. Bill Maloney don't look well there, mate. Looks like he's stressed out. Wonder why. Now, there's the, are you a paedophile, Ian? Because people keep telling me things about you, and I'm asking you, are you? I've asked a question. Yeah. I've asked a question. Right? I've not called him a paedophile. And you heard on that recording just now, well, you don't look like a paedophile, Ian. I'm civil with the geezer. You know, I'm nice to the geezer. You know? Yeah, so why fund a bloke a ninja recorder who you think's mad? Yeah. Does that make any sense? Unless you were setting him up.
Again, if you can send me that recording of that conversation
Yeah.
as well, then. So
I'm gonna put a folder together for you.
Fantastic.
And I don't know whether you can get a like I did before for DC Tony Atkin. If you can get me a dongle stick,
Yeah.
and I'll put everything on there for you. That'd be the easiest way to do it. If you can get say like a 10 gig one or something, I should be able to get everything that you need with regards to this case on that. Look, here you can see Ian Puddick, right? Brian Harvey X17. I've not blocked anyone, he's saying. Brian blocked me last time he was on Twitter for being MI5. Now we're talking around the same time as the other one I was talking about in 2015. This is 6 months after the section tweet, 2015. I blocked him. Do you see what I'm saying? That was one of the first death threats when the police turned up at the window telling me my life was in danger. It was something to do with the truth-seeking music makers. I never actually saw the threat, but at least they was good enough to tell me where it came from. The last people that turned up here just basically said, your life's in danger, stick a couple of locks on your doors. Do you want to sign that? No, right, mate, see you later. Which I think is unacceptable, you know? Would they handle Robbie Williams like that, or Gary Barlow? I bet they wouldn't. Simon Cowell.
The thing is, there are certain rules that we are supposed to follow in relation to threats to life notices and things like that. So
yeah, but you got there's no point in telling me my life's in danger if you can't tell me where it's coming from.
Yeah, no, I
That's
don't
ridiculous. Guys who had no lapels on or nothing. It's like people are online thinking they're actors. Then I got accused of being an actor. It's like, hang on a minute. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Ian Puddick? No, I contacted Met Commissioner Cressida Dick directly and made the complaint, which I had 2 detectives contact me within 12 hours. Right? This bloke can talk to the Commissioner, why can't I?
Right. Is he a police officer? Was he ever a police officer?
That's part of my inquiries, basically.
You mean
As far as I'm aware, he wasn't. But that's something that I'm
What
following
about
up on.
Then straight away there's a big problem if he's interviewing Andrew Ash under supposed operation.
And
What
he's
the hell is he
admitted it.
interviewing him for?
And he's admitted it.
And he's admitted it.
And I've seen that interview in Bill Maloney's flat.
Yeah.
I've seen it, and I've got Andrew admitting that he was interviewed.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't part of those operations, so I can't. I don't know anything about them.
No,
That's
I
fine.
don't
A lot before my time,
but
honesty. So
you've got to
it's
have
not
it.
something I
You've
can
got to
kind of
have it.
comment
I'm
on.
glad you're recording
Yeah.
because you've got to have it recorded. What this geezer's done, it can't be ignored.
Yeah.
He's done too much to ignore.
And he knows too much people, supposedly.
Yeah, you know. But, right, this was the duty solicitor that I was given when my computers were taken.
Yeah.
And obviously, it says we spoke to DS Weist. Have you ever heard of him, DS Weist?
Yes.
Right, today, and he informed us at DC Gilmore.
Yeah.
Right, is he the bloke that you've taken over from?
Yeah.
He's now the officer in the case, and that your case was resubmitted to the Crown Prosecution Service on the 4th of April 2018 for decision.
Yeah.
So resubmitted. So what fell apart the first time that they had to resubmit?
Generally speaking, with investigations, depending on how complex they are, sometimes when they get sent up for investigation, it may well be that CPS wants something that hasn't been originally submitted, so they'll reject it and say, okay, can you go and do this inquiry or that inquiry, and resubmit it, basically. So that is just a standard thing that goes on. Some cases are resubmitted a couple of times. It's not like we'll just keep submitting it until, you know, it sticks, basically. It's just sometimes what happens is they'll send it back and say, no, okay, there's not enough there to make a decision on. So again, you know, our job is to determine.
But why wasn't I told that there
or
was
guilt.
a submission in the first place? Surely I should have been informed that there was a submission.
Generally speaking, we don't do that, in all honesty. We don't give everyone
So
updates.
it's just a
and
case
actually
of we'll
everything.
just hang on, because from my point of view, it just looks like we'll just keep trying until something sticks.
No, I understand
Which is wrong.
that,
If
but
it hasn't stuck the first time you've done it, you shouldn't be allowed to go away and readjust and
what
let's
happens,
do that and
what
resubmit
happens is a
again.
solicitor will look at it and say, okay, that's good, but have you spoken to this person, or have you done that, or have you done this? And if it's the officers overlooked that, for example, or if it's something that's not thought of as that is an inquiry, I mean, it may well be something, it doesn't necessarily mean they're saying, oh no, we can't get him yet, so you need to do this and then try
but
again.
you've got to admit that fits in with the police over there about shh.
Yeah, I mean, in relation
You know,
to
I feel like the
Yeah.
police are out to get me for
Yeah.
Ian Puddick. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
I feel like it fits in with his tweets. where he's saying, I've got senior cops, go out their way to help me.
Yeah.
Now that scenario, what happened on the 22nd of November, I'm suggesting was exactly that.
Right.
These officers going out of their way to help Ian Puddick.
Okay.
And then when they took the computers, and you're confirming that my computers haven't been examined.
No, they haven't been examined.
They haven't.
No.
What about the drive or the phone?
No.
Nothing has been
Nothing's
examined.
been examined purely because the unit that deals with that, the timescale that we've got in relation to the wait time was too long, basically. It's not proportionate for us. We have to be able to justify seizing stuff and keeping it. You know, we can't retain things for years just because there's a backlog, you know. And in a case like this, we're not talking about murder or something else like that, or indecent images or anything else like that. We're not talking anything like that. So, for malicious comms,
We're talking about an alleged name calling.
Yeah.
Can you see how mad that looks in the grand scheme of things when Ian Puddick has funded me equipment to go and film a real police witness who's been made to lie by the geezer that he funds?
Again, that's not something I can comment on.
What I'm saying is...
I get what you're saying, but that isn't something that I can comment on.
That is ridiculous.
We are in the process of still kind of putting everything together. So, as I said, in
the
relation
thing is,
to...
it's together already because I've got to go to court.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be having to go to court.
Generally speaking, there are extra inquiries that do go on when there's enough... When a case is deemed charge ready and that person's charged, there are always inquiries that come up as a result of this. Obviously, as per my conversations with you, you've highlighted some things which I'm now looking into, which is now why I've come around here to collect the bits and do extra bits.
Yes. So are you saying is there a chance that it could still get dropped?
Well, as I said, the CPS have to. When we charge someone, it's because there's a reasonable prospect of conviction. So at the time when it's submitted, the CPS must have been satisfied that they had enough evidence in order to say that there would be a guilty outcome for the court. However, obviously, having had a chat with you and the things you've spoken about as well, there are extra inquiries that have come up which I'm now looking into. Because as I said, I'm not here to nail into the wall. I'm not here to nail anyone to the wall. I'm here to look at the evidence objectively and say, okay, I'm like the intermediary basically between yourself. No, that's fine. Between yourself and court. You know, my job is to look at it and think, okay, do we have everything for a charge? Or okay, well, what about this? Does this information prove or disprove innocence? That's my.
Can you confirm to me that this won't end up in a closed court hearing like Ian Puddick's last one?
All court processes should be public. I mean, as you stated,
his last one wasn't, which I find really strange.
I mean, I'm not aware of that, but
he does talk about it on this recording. I will supply you that recording.
Yeah, if you supply me that, I'll look into that as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first hearing, which obviously Friday is a hybrid corner, which isn't an open court, so it's a public court. In this country, justice has to be seen to be done one way or another.
It has to be seen to be done.
Yes, so that's why courts are open, unless obviously it's a particularly sensitive case or involving certain crimes. It's in a court where the public are allowed access, so people are allowed to come and sit in the public gallery and watch the things go on. I mean, this Friday is just literally basically a plea hearing. So there's not going to be a trial or anything else like that. That date will be set at the plea hearing. So except for kind of when you're waiting for your turn to be seen, Friday is purely going to be an admin day, really, where you basically put your plea in and you mentioned self-representation if that's something you want to do. That's where you put the paperwork.
Let's suppose, for example, after all this, and I go to Crown Court, for example, as an example, and let's say we go for a whole trial and I'm found guilty.
Yeah.
How long am I looking at doing off the back of that?
Well, malicious comms is an either way offence. I'm not sure off the top of my head because there's different versions. Does that make sense? I think the maximum sentence, and again, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's 5 years, but generally speaking,
5 years.
But generally speaking, obviously, there's a lot of
there's
a lot of stuff that goes into that. A lot of circumstances go into that, and it comes down to obviously the evidence, b the type of offence that's taken place, and and the previous history and things like that. So
wait a minute.
There's a whole thing. I mean, that's why some people receive a suspended sentence and some people get full whack.
All you've got is a snapshot, a supposed snapshot from Puddick. You haven't got nothing on Twitter because for some reason you can't get the UDL. Yeah.
We've got. I can't discuss that at this time.
You mean you have got it then?
I can't discuss the case at this time because it's subject to disclosure, as I said to Mr. Harvey. What happens is I submit all the evidence to CPS. If you're representing yourself or you have someone on your behalf, we have a duty to disclose all the evidence, both damning and obviously defensive for yourself, to you or to the people that are representing you, and then they look at it and then they'll go for it and say, okay, well, hang on, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, but you haven't got this or you haven't got this, and go from there. But we have to follow the due process. If I start giving you information now, I'm not following the rules of disclosure, and that's not how it works, basically. So as much as I'd like to be able to answer, and I'm not trying to get out of it, but there are rules in place as to what I can and cannot discuss at this time. Okay.
Right, here's DC Tony Atkin. That's the email there. I no longer work for Operation U-Tree Winterkey. However, I've forwarded your email to them in order that they can assess and take the appropriate action.
Right.
No action was taken.
Is that in relation to the allegation that you've made?
Yeah, all of it.
Okay.
When he come round, it was all of it. It was Andrew Ash, it was Bill Maloney, it was who his funder was, it was...
Do you have the email that you sent to Tony Atkin with the allegation on?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
But I mean, look, Tony Atkin was given a 10 terabyte, a 1 terabyte hard drive in 2015 when he came around with Special Branch. When he came back in 2016 with Operation Fairbank, they bought me back my 1 terabyte hard drive, which they'd been through, and bought a 10 gigabyte dongle stick, which I've still got the wrapper for in that red box, and I was to copy over the folder that was on the 1 terabyte hard drive that I gave to him. And on that folder is the Puddick tweet,
right,
and the Andrew Ash interviews, and the Ninja receipt, and all of the relevant stuff. And what I'm saying is nothing was done.
Well, as I said, I have emailed Tony Atkin asking for any information. So if he has got anything, he should still have a copy of the email you sent him.
You said
so
that nothing's logged with the man.
I've done a check myself, and I can't see any crimes logged.
Don't you think that's
However,
strange?
so obviously that will come up as an independent inquiry as a part of this. As I said, obviously once this is dealt with.
No, but what I'm saying is this is part and parcel of
that.
that.
This will be involved with this case, obviously, because this is obviously part of the circumstances. So this is involved.
I feel like I'm being judged when everyone's not taking into account everything that goes into it. It's like the police. The police only want to look at one little bit. They just want to look at this one little bit here when it's to do with all of this stuff around it, and all this other stuff around it was reported long before this alleged bit. But no one wants to see all of that. They want to concentrate.
But this is why I'm asking for the emails, and I've emailed the people to see all of that, because I don't plan on submitting just that bit. I will submit the whole thing so the court can look at it and they can say, okay, this has got legs, or actually looking at all of this, it hasn't got legs, we've bin it off. Does that make sense? So that's why, as I said, I'm impartial. I'm not here just thinking, let's focus on Mr. Harvey.
But you've got to see things from my point of view. How frustrating it is for me, knowing that I reported this geezer.
No, and I can understand.
Time and time again, but this bloke can say whatever he wants, do whatever he wants to whoever he wants, and he gets away with it, and he gets a closed court hearing, and no one can say nothing to this bloke. While he shows off, since I've been arrested, he's done nothing but show off. I can talk to the commissioner, I know magistrates, I know judges, Mr. Harvey's a freak. I mean, he says in his own words, Brian Harvey's called the cops and reported me for harassment, right? They laughed at him and left. He's a freak. Well, I tend to believe that they did laugh at me and leave, because clearly it wasn't logged. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there it is. 24th of the 7th, 2015. Right at that time where you see the video, I'm locked off in my room upstairs, whispering to the camera. That's what they done to me back then.
I have that, and that is part of the case I've submitted.
He's a nutter. He called the cops and reported me for harassment. Why is that not logged? 2015.
I can't comment on why it's not been
That's
logged.
That's what I'm saying.
But as I've said, obviously,
I need someone at the Met to answer these questions. Someone's got to answer these questions.
As I said, I'm basically following the trail of who you've emailed and who they've emailed to try and find out exactly why it hasn't been logged. Because it should have been. So obviously that is something that I'm doing as part of this case. But as I said, if there are any allegations, if there are any...
don't you think it works to Puddick's advantage that these things haven't been logged?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that at least?
Does, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm not putting you in a situation.
No, I'm not trying to put you in a situation.
You know, when you say it works to his advantage, at least if it hasn't been logged.
It's very convenient.
If he's just a plumber, then maybe we could say, oh, they messed up. But seeing...
I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why they haven't been logged. As I said, with the National Crime Reporting Standards, if there's an allegation made, no matter how outrageous it may seem, it should be recorded and investigated.
Good job for
that
me.
is how
I
it should
can
go.
prove the fact that I did report at the dates when I said I reported. All of that is provable.
And that will be submitted to the case. That's what I can say.
And if it goes to Crown Court, it should lose.
And if it goes to Crown Court, then it can't be a closed case. Is this? I heard you on the phone the other day to Brian. Is it? Is this a high-profile case? Is that what you said?
I
heard you say that. Why is it a high-profile case? Just for the people to know.
Purely because Mr. Harvey is someone of public standing. He's a celebrity. So
what did you say? Did you just say he's a celebrity?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Did you hear that? The copper said he's still a celebrity. John Wedger, you lied.
So, obviously...
Check this out. Richard Mallet, my solicitor, Andrew Ash, a Firmwidge witness, can know Richard Mallet, reporting to Fairbank, April 15th, 2016. That Ian Puddick, who bought us the Ninja to do the recording of that,
got too much information.
he's friends with Bill Wallace. So I can see what's going on. I was supposed to go public with that list of names, basically, because I'm offered Big Brother just after it. 16th of April. So they thought I was going to take the money from Big Brother because I've got no money, right? And then I was going to go and go, yeah, he's a paedophile, she was a paedophile. And then Richard, if I'd have said Richard Mallet, he would have had a legitimate reason to abandon me. He abandoned me in the trial anyway. I didn't get rid of him.
Could you send me any recordings you've got of you making the allegation?
I just want to show, prove that, obviously, because I'm filming, I want it on film that these, because they've got to get logged this time. Yeah. Go Jam is saying to Ian Puddick in 2014. At Ian Puddick, so you've interviewed him by your own account. How did you find the witness described in the press as Andrew Ash? Yes, I did, for 2 hours. And I've got Andrew admitting that as well. Right, so there you go. He's interviewing her. It's clear now that there is a link between Ian Puddick, Andrew Ash, who ends up on the front page of the newspaper, me being taken down there to film him funding me the Ninja, right, to do it. Right, what we got here? There was an abuse of process argument filed. Unfortunately, Mr. Harvey's medical condition has been such that it's been proved extremely difficult to take instructions in this issue. Mr. Harvey is currently on medication and has further appointment to see his doctor early next week. This is far back as 16th of December 2002 at the time I was going through the trial and that. And there was an abuse of process argument filed, right, by Mallet, who Andrew Ash says on the list, right? Right, and then here's Palm Medical Centre. Mallet solicitors know all about my medical condition. Failed to mention it in the hacking trial, in the claims. Thank you for your letter dated 6th of September. I confirm seeing Mr. Harvey on and off since 5th of February 1997. Right, so this is just giving you some background on the medical. Right, here's Ian Puddick tweeting Neil Wallace. Neil Wallace, I'll show you the email with him on it, with Andy Coulson, Tom Crone, head of legal, sent by this woman there, Hayley Barlow, who was ex-News of the World, is now head of communications at Channel 4. Right, Neil Wallace, Ian Puddick, dog in the race. That's my scan of my car accident in 2005. DSL well phone call.
Wednesday, 30th.
I mean, listen to how ridiculous this is when I talk to Operation Weekend. The News of the World have made it look like I breached a non-molestation order, and I didn't. And then they're allowed to print guilty after I get not guilty. How can that be right, sir? Tell me how that can be right. If you was me, how would you feel? How can that be right?
We have to go forward on the evidence that we had at the time, which I believe we've done.
Well, I don't believe you have, and you know, there's no point in talking to anyone there, because clearly you're not going to do anything about it, are you?
Okay.
Everything I report never gets done, all right? And I mean, I'm still going to talk to Tony Atkin. I don't really know why he wants to take the evidence concerning Andrew Ash and the other stuff, as you've already closed down the operation. So why do they still want my evidence?
No, I actually know nothing whatsoever about that case, but I'm not involved with the key at all, so I have no knowledge of that at all. So.
Yeah, so it's all dead ends, isn't it? Like there's just no way forward.
This is a separate operation from us, so obviously we.
Well, surely you talk and liaise with your other officers about other things. Surely.
Are you on the other side of London? So it's not like we're in the same office.
I just want you to hear the dead ends that I get when I report straight, right?
No.
Right. And you heard me talking about DC Tony Atkin as well. This is on the 15th to the 4th, 16th.
Like we were in the next office talking about various jobs, and obviously their job is extremely confidential, and obviously it's not right for
Is Rupert Murdoch a close friend of the Attorney General?
I've got no idea if Rupert Murdoch is a friend of anybody, sorry.
No comment on that.
Alright. Okay, Brian, I'll let, I presume you don't want me to come on Friday then?
Well, there's not really much point, is there? I might as well just take it forward in the only way that I've got left, because clearly I'm not going to get any help from you, am I? Well, just a yes or no answer would do. I'm not going to get any help.
We're not going to go back to providing evidence again for the Crown Prosecution Service to consider against News International.
Right, so when I say I'm not going to get any help from you, that's a no.
We're not going to go back.
Well, no, just a yes or no answer will do.
We will help as much as we can, but we are not going to.
Well, you're not helping, are you? Because you're telling me you're not going to. So, as far as me saying to you, are you going to help with this? Is it yes or is it no? That's the only answer I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a spin answer. I just want a yes or a no.
I'm not spinning anything, Brian, but we're not going to start reinvestigating news of the world. We've done an 8-month trial. We've looked at it for 5 years.
Yeah, and you haven't done a very good job. Because the very people have got off of it, you know, and you know it, and I know it, and so what you're telling me is you are not prepared to help me on this.
We will provide. We will assist you as much as we can.
Well, what can you assist? What can you assist me with?
We're not going to. Well, we could. You've got the disclosure from us.
Yeah.
We can provide anything we can that way, but we've done that.
What, blanking off my phone number off of it? Why was it blanked out? Why did you blank out? Well, your Operation Wheating now. Why did you blank out my phone number on page 60 of the Molecare note? Can you tell me that?
Without looking at it, no, I can't tell you.
Well, can you have a look at it and tell me? Listen, this is brilliant.
If it was your telephone number, you'd have been entitled to it.
Well, it was my telephone number, and I can prove it, and I think you can see that from where I've decoded the Molecare note. And if you take a look, you'll see that.
You know that at the time, which was your telephone number.
Well, then, if you didn't know that at the time, why did you send me that document if that wasn't my phone number?
Probably.
Sorry?
Because your name was probably on it or something.
Yeah, but why did you blank out the phone number?
Because we didn't probably attribute it to you, but I'm only guessing by that.
Well, you can't guess, you know, you can't send me information based on a guess. You must have known that was my mobile phone number, otherwise you wouldn't have sent me that page.
If it was blanked out, I don't know.
And why was that number blanked out, but yet I've got people like Jesse Wallace all over it and that? I mean, why wasn't that blanked out? This is what I'm saying. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a dead-end answer every single time off of you. I appreciate you've got people above you that tell you, look, this is the end of it now, but I'm sorry, mate, this ain't right. This ain't right, and I am going to fight this regardless of what you people there think of me. So what I want out of you is a straight answer. Are you prepared to help me get justice with my phone tapping evidence? I want a yes or a no, please.
Operation Wheating is finished. We provided all the evidence to the phone hacking inquiry and the phone hacking trial.
Right, so is that a yes or a no?
We're not going to take any further forward, no.
Right, so it's a no.
As I said, we presented all the evidence to the Crown Prosecution
No, keep listening, you get back.
Operation Wheating is finished, so we're not going to do, as part of Operation Wheating, any further.
Right, so can I have a yes or no answer, please? Are you prepared? Are you prepared to help me get justice? Yes or no?
I've given you my answer. Operation Wheating is finished. It's closed.
Right, so it's a no, yeah?
It's closed. Operation Wheating is closed. We're not going to do any further investigations to provide against News International.
It's a criminal case, and there is no limitation on criminal offences. So.
And Operation Wheating is concluded.
Right, so but as the police. Then forget Operation Wheating, as the police and me reporting a crime.
If you want to take it into a police station, then consider that.
Why would I take it to a police station when you're at the centre of it? Right, so it's a no.
Operation, as I said,
Well, I just want a straight answer from you. I don't want to dance around the subject. If it's a no, then tell me no, please.
I'm not getting in the shouting match with you, Brian.
I'm not getting in the shouting match with you, mate. I just ask you, please appreciate my situation and put yourself in my shoes.
Operation Wheating is not going to take us further forward.
Right, so it's a no.
As I said, Operation Wheating is not going to take us further forward. It's a historical case, and Operation Wheating is finished.
Okay, so why can't you just tell me it's a no?
What? Why do you need to know?
Because I want a definite answer out of you. I don't want you dancing around the subject. I want someone from Operation Weeting to tell me, are they going to help me, yes or no?
Operation Weeting is finished.
Right, Operation Weeting is finished, but are you not the police?
Tim, if you really want to, take it to your local police station and get them to investigate it. But Operation Weeting is not going to take us further forward.
Right, so it's a no.
Exactly that. We're not going to take it forward.
Okay, right. So, no, I think you've answered it. It's exactly that. So it's a no. I'm not going to get help. I'm not going to get help. All right. Thanks a lot for your time. Here's Robert Kellaway recording my wife and lying to her, and I went to prison based on this, which is why I'm worried about these circumstances now, because the police, clearly there's a problem there. They don't like me. There's something wrong. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's always been a problem. And this is Robert Kellaway ringing my wife, my ex-wife, in 2002, April. He says, I'm not far away. I wouldn't mind coming to see you, actually, I don't know whether you'd have any official reaction or anything, or whether you'd give us a photograph. Natasha talked to someone in the background. Sorry, I'm just telling my parents at the moment. So how do you know he's trying to set me up? It's a long story, but basically, we've been undercover, and he's been asking us to do it to you. What the fuck? I've never met Robert Kellaway in my life. Why are you lying to my missus to get her to make a formal complaint, knowing that there's an injunction out, and that sends me to prison for 56 days? I'll carry on. That's evil. I know it's evil. That's exactly what I thought it was, but he's thinking we're going to do it for him. So, was this Kamal Zorba working for the News of the World then? Yeah? Right? He's thinking we're going to do it for him, and all the time to be honest, we're tape recording him, and we're going to the police with it. Right? This is how I've been getting treated. Here's evidence here from one of Malik's own documents. How did the News of the World find this stuff out? Illegally obtained telephone numbers, bank details, medical details. News of the World won't want to disclose how they obtained this information. This is Richard Malik, my solicitor, in 2002, right? Word on the street is that the News of the World are worried. They know they set BH up. How did they record this? Illegally? Done it before? What source? Does this amount to phone tapping? What's the difference? Rebecca Wade, now known as Rebecca Brooks, News of the World, does not want to be called to court. Apparently, very unhappy about the way the case has been handled. Well, what part of the case did you think was handled badly? Was it the fact that you phone tapped me, right? Done your little compilations. The police took it on because you got a special relationship with them, because she's already admitted paying money to the police, right, for stories or for information, right? They've taken it on and done her a favour, and she doesn't want to be called to court. There's a quote from her there. She knew about phone tapping, and that is why all of this today is happening to me, right? And your man at the top, Rupert Murdoch, right? This is what they're worried about. And now I've got Glenn Mulcair tied to Mazen Mahmood, which has never been done, for the date that Kellaway was transcribing and the date that's on the Mulcair note. And if Conrad Brown was working with Robert Kellaway, and he only exclusively works with Mazen Mahmood, through that date, 2nd of the 5th, 02, and through association, I've tied Glenn Mulcair to Mazen Mahmood. It's never been done, and that is your problem.
Right.
That is what is really the problem. So this alleged tweet is bullshit, right? And it's very convenient for these people, and that is what is really going on.
Convenient you can't get onto your Twitter to find the bloody thing, the original thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, the Forest Surgery, 2nd of July 2012. This is to confirm that you're registered at this practice, and I'm one of your general practitioners. You have requested a letter summarising your medical health, and in particular your mental health. I'm happy to provide this. You suffer with anxiety and depression, and have done so for a few years. In recent times your symptoms have been exacerbated. You have spoken about the stress you face due to correspondence from and to utility companies. That's when the police let Southern Electric in my house to rob me. I put him on his oath. He goes, oath, oath. He didn't know what his oath was. I said, the oath you've taken to uphold the common law of the land, mate, which means you've got to protect every man, woman and child and their property, which means not letting Southern Electric in the house to come in and fucking rob me. Right? Alleged unpaid bills and apparent examination. In my opinion, that you suffer with anxiety and depression made significantly worse by these issues. Your sleep pattern and appetite and concentration have been affected, as have your mood. You have received this intervention as a consultant psychiatrist, as well as presenting this to this practice on a number of occasions. Resolution of these issues would be expected to benefit your mental health significantly. Should you decide to show this to another authority or company, they require further information. Please advise them to make a written request to the practice along with your signed consent. Right, Dr. Eddiesok, and that is the same doctor that signed, I lack the capacity to bring my own claim within the phone hacking claims. They didn't want to hear it, they called limitation, and then this doctor gets jobbed on.
Do you have anything more recent than the 2012 letter in relation to your current standing?
What's this one here? Oh, this one's 2014 here. I know that you suffer of anxiety, depression and possibly bipolar affective disorder. Right? This is what I suffer with. Now, there was an issue where the court said we want him to have we want him to see one of our psychiatrists. I thought, fuck that, as if I'm going to go and see your psychiatrist, right? So I agreed to go and have an assessment done where it was at a place called the Ferguson Centre, and I absolutely fucking lost the plot now because this woman, I walked in with that ring binder, her name was Dr. Rose Mabar, and I've recorded this conversation, and she's done an assessment and said delusional disorder. Right, delusional disorder. So does that look like a delusion to you?
Right.
And what was good about the recording is that she agreed that the court had contacted her. I said, what's the court doing contacting her? She denied it at first, then I called her out, and she admitted it. I said, what's the court doing contacting you? To steer her into, because apparently if you're delusional, you can still bring your own case.
Right.
Apparently. How can someone delusional represent themselves in the dearest court case in UK history? You know what I mean? Now, certificate to capacity to conduct proceedings. Brian Harvey, 8 for the 874, Dr. Eddiesok, Forest Surgery, assessed on the 2014, lacks capacity within the meaning of the Mental Capacity Act 2005 to conduct proceedings.
Okay.
Right? And this is what the court didn't want. And look, he's even put on there and a diagnosis of delusional disorder. Not delusional, that's real. It's there, right? It's there.
Could you send me these documents?
Yep, I'll send you this. And do you remember I said to you, this was proof of hacking as far back as 1997. Do you remember I showed you the doctor, the Palm Medical Centre one a little while ago?
Yeah.
And it said that the doctor had been seeing me on and off since the 5th of February 1997. When I go to him on the 5th of February 1997, on the 9th of February 1997, it's in the paper, E17 star on edge of breakdown. How did they know about that? They was tapping me and listening to my phones as far back as 1997.
So, just getting back to obviously the purpose of my visits, obviously thank you for showing the stuff in relation to mental health.
That's all right,
which is
that's
what I
fine,
need.
yeah, that's fine.
The other thing I need as well is just, in particular, in relation to these tweets, you've said that you've been obviously making allegations that you've been hacked
Yeah.
and repeatedly since kind of...
And how I know that I'm still being hacked is I can get my girlfriend as a witness to us ringing Virgin Media a few times and saying the internet's gone off. On one occasion, the guy said to me, I said, what happened with the internet, mate? He goes, I went out to the green box and checked it. The only one that's been pulled off is yours. Right. So obviously, these people have been out there, sitting out there in the van. They obviously know how to open up the green box. All of the addresses are all tagged off on all of the things. They're obviously taking the thing off, putting a device on it, and intercepting, which is how Conrad Brown knew how to deliver my girlfriend's dressing table.
Right, okay.
Right? Because otherwise, how does Conrad Brown end up delivering a dressing table, mate, if I weren't still being hacked? You know? And as if they was ever going to stop between then and now, because this case is still unresolved.
Yeah. It's
still happening to me now. It's still happening to me now. No one's ever going to admit to it. You know, Conrad Brown ain't going to turn up and go, no, I'm still doing it now. Do you know what I mean? I'm still doing it now. He's never going to do that, is he? Because, you know, they all want to get out of the fact that they was hacking in the first place. So it's not like you're going to get an admission from him. But I have got a witness to that.
Okay, and that's your partner?
Yeah, Joanne Matthews.
Okay. Right, so I'll speak to Virgin Media as well about that and the the technical side of that.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of all I really needed today from you.
Yeah.
So obviously I'll follow up those inquiries as well and get them submitted for the CPS.
I'd like to just, if I can, just so that we've got it down that I've told you about a few things.
Yeah.
There are a few more things that I need to show you. Because I haven't even gone into Ian Puddick's folder here yet. I'm going to go into that, but I want you to hear Bill Maloney, the guy that Ian Puddick funded, clearly. I want you to hear Bill Maloney confirming that it was funded by Ian Puddick, and that after Ian Puddick done the section tweet, he rang Bill and told him about it.
Right.
Right.
Just in relation to that, obviously I'm more happy for you to play it for me now, but as I said, as part of this trial, it will obviously be mentioned in relation to that with the CPS side of things, but that really is kind of more evidential for any kind of counter allegations you want to make. So what I'll do is I'll ask you, by all means, play them now for obviously for the recording, but after this has been done and dusted, whichever way it goes, obviously we can then log the counter. I say counter, obviously that's previous, but the counter allegation, and then if you send me all of that as well, then
I'm going to send you everything. I will send you everything. I mean, it would be handy. Can you get a stick and drop me a stick?
I'll speak to our video unit to see if I can get one.
Just
I know we've got a couple.
If you get like just get a brand new 10 gigabyte dongle stick.
Yeah.
And everything that I think you need to have in relation to a counterclaim, I'll make sure everything's on there for you.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Because I think it's the only way that we're ever going to get this.
So now we've got an email limitation with how much you can kind of send.
Yeah, your thing's bouncing back if it goes over 20 megabyte.
Yeah.
No, the geezer's putting the boot into me. You didn't even say nothing to me about it. He's like, mate, I thought you had my back. You ain't got my back.
I don't know, sweetheart. I don't know. The first I heard about it was when he fucking phoned me up the silly gun and told me what he'd done. And I said, that's gross. And I haven't spoken to him since that fucking Tom Carter.
Just confirm that we're talking about.
Is that what you're telling me? Serious?
No, fuck all about that, no. Except that he's a fucking plumber and he's got a big fucking business and he's sorry, to fund that.
Go back with it again.
About Ian Puddick. I swear on my family's brains, I know fuck all about that, no. Except that he's a fucking plumber and he's got a big fucking business and he's sorry, to fund. That's what I'm looking for.
No, the geezer's putting the boot into me. You didn't even say nothing to me about it. He's like, mate, I thought you had my back. You ain't got my back.
I don't know, sweetheart. I don't know. Fuck all the first I heard about it was when he fucking phoned me up the silly gun and told me what he'd done. And I said, that's gross. And I haven't spoken to him since that fucking time.
So he's rung Bill Maloney and told him what he'd done.
On Twitter.
Right? And that recording, DC Tony Atkin has got.
Right.
Right? On the dongle stick, which never got logged. Right?
As I've explained, obviously Tony Atkins not in the office till the 28th.
Well, it explains a lot, doesn't it? He's going to be about after the first court hearing, so I'm forced into going and making a plea and taking myself down that road. You know, very convenient for Puddick again.
I mean, obviously, if we get evidence that suggests that you haven't committed the offence, then the case can be dropped at any time. So just because you put in a plea, it doesn't mean that, say, the week after, if I get more information that nothing else can be submitted, it's an ongoing thing. So
if he thinks I've done that,
right,
prove it.
Okay.
Yeah, prove it.
That's obviously what the trial's about. So
yeah, prove it.
That's what that's
prove
about.
it. Prove it. Prove it. These are so I'm going to take you through some of his tweets now, right? This was 14th of the 7th, 2018.
Yeah.
I will use that quite a lot at the moment as it's kicking off. CPS looking at charging decision over the next 7 days. Who informed him that was happening?
Yeah.
Right? We used to have the best police service on the world. Ron Puddick, ex-counter-terrorism officer, my dad. And that is his genuine account.
Yeah.
Small I, small p, that's where you know it's his, right? 12th of May 2013. Before I met Bill Maloney in July of 2013, so I've got no reason to believe that that's not true. And also, if his old man was ex-counter-terrorism police, why would counter-terrorism be doing the job on Ian Puddick? Because I believe that whole story that he's got going on with his police corruption and all that, my personal view, I believe it's bullshit and it's a fake backstory so he can jump onto the alternative media as a truther, right, start rallying around people like Andrew Ash who've got some reality to what they're saying and discredit them,
Right.
and use people like me to do it. Fund people like me, ninjas.
Again, literally anything you think is relevant, just send me over.
Yep. And I know he's taking the piss here. I only work for MI5 when I'm not changing tap washers. At Sean Brown Official, and whoever this Sean Brown is who he's talking to, hello uncle, just a quick one. I watched some guy on YouTube talking rubbish about you just now. His name is Brain Harvey. It is true. Is it true you're MI5? If so, can you please give me a job, uncle? It is my dream job, no joke. And if you want me to sort out Brain, say the word ha-ha. Right, these are the things I've got to put up with. I mean, what normal man has a little dolly made of himself? Yeah? Someone that is of sound mind. Shame nothing will happen, hey. Right, talking about my case and 2.5k, 4,000 views. We're talking about tweets here of mine, right? So other people obviously saying to him, you know, we didn't do that. And basically, he's very confident that shame nothing will happen, never mind, eh, regarding me. Yeah? Here's his ninja receipt for what he bought me to go and film Andrew Ash, who was going to lie and be made to lie by Bill Maloney, who clearly Puddick was funding. Right? Probably back. Right, Ian Puddick on Richie Allen show, saying, Ian Puddick, Scotland Yard detective told me he was ordered to stop investigation of Leon Britton. Isn't it funny that Leon Britton and the birthmark thing comes up in that Express interview that I'm taking down at a film, with Robert Kellaway working in the background at the exact same time? I thought you were the victim, Ian. This is Andy. He's trying to get hold of you and Ronin. They've both been trying to get hold of you. They're trying to.
If you give them my email address.
They've emailed you.
In fact, actually, I've got their emails actually, and that has been submitted as well. I haven't had a chance to respond to them yet. But
they've got about 2,800 screenshots.
Yeah.
There's a lot to go through, but if you can, talk to these two, because these two have been following since 2013, 2014 and have caught most of it. Ian's taking himself in conversations that have nothing to do with him. He's in Brian's section under the mental health. 26th of January 2015 at 10:10 p.m. Probably drunk too much of his own gin and thought, next morning, gone. Took it down. 6 months later, Land Puddick, Brian Harvey section. Brian Harvey has sex in a swimming pool. Brian Harvey this, Brian Harvey that, yeah? So, here's proof that I blocked him in 2015, 4th of the 7th, 4th of July 2015. I blocked him. Right, here's me at Downing Street trying to report everything. Here's Ian Puddick making pyramids. Puddick here, this whoever this geezer is here talking about. This keeps coming up a lot. This is what this. See, this was from 2015. I got sent this, right, by this Lon Chaney. This is going to be Tom Cahill, right? Now I've had a whole series of people that are pretending to be against Ian Puddick. For example, Tom Cahill's a perfect example of that. Tom Cahill can call him Jewish pedo mafia. He can call him this, he can call him that. Nothing happens to Tom Cahill. Not so much as a Twitter taken down, not so much as a YouTube account taken down. But me, I end up in court. But Tom Cahill doesn't. And Ian Puddick goes round, he admits on that recording that I played you a minute ago, that he goes round to see his parents. Now, whether that's actually true or not, I don't know, but he's admitting to it on tape. Personally, I believe that Tom Cahill is in with Bill Maloney and Ian Puddick. He's just playing the game of, I don't like him, and he don't like me, and plus Tom Cahill's all the way over in Thailand and Vietnam, and, you know, and pretends to be the one exposing these lot. But really, Tom Cahill then is to befriend me, and I'm supposed to start singing along with his anti-Semite remarks. Got me? So that Puddick can get me there. Didn't work. I've been recording Tom Cahill, got 45 hours of recording with him. I don't know this bloke, he's a judge apparently, but Puddick knows him. A Masonic judge. Friends in low places, talking about Ronin and Andy, who've obviously got screenshots on Puddick. Neil Wallace, this one was not Neil Wallace because it's got a capital N and a capital W. That's not Neil Wallace. This is a clone of Neil Wallace's account, right? Winding me up. This was in 2015. Kellaway confirms in enough in a phone hacking or Millie Dale's voicemails being accessed. 6th of November 2013. We know that's a lie because you've seen Robert Kellaway's police witness statement, haven't you?
Yeah.
So we know that he did it. And that needs to be moved on. Right? But Peter Jukes came around my house, I got him recorded, saw all my evidence, went, I've never seen anything like it, this is significant. 2 weeks later, Ian Puddick spoke to Peter Jukes. Thanks for the chat, Peter. Right? This bloke's just following me around. Oh, there you go. Thanks for the chat, Peter. Letting me know that he's spoken to the bloke that's been round talking to me, yeah? Neil Wallace, Ian Puddick, talking to each other, phone box over his toilet door, so it's like he's shitting on the phone hacking victims, yeah? Clearly knows Neil Wallace, who I've got evidence against, along with Andy Coulson, on the email, yeah? He knows them all. It's very simple to work out. Ian Puddick, speaking to the Commissioner. 2018, after I've been arrested, just to wind me up. Right? Here's the email. Tom Crone, Neil Wallace, Andy Coulson, sent by Hayley Barlow, 13th of June, Friday the 13th of June, the day that I got not guilty. News of the World had a story for guilty and one for not guilty. They published guilty anyway, which is wrong. And within that are parts of, in that email, parts of private, parts of telephone conversations that we were never given the tapes for, right? As you can see from the big thing that I just showed you,
Yeah.
Kellaway transcribes on the 2nd of the 5th, 02, and sends the email to DS Werritt at Loughton Police Station on the 9th of May, right? So he's getting all of this information 4 days after the story's been printed in the paper anyway, and everyone's already made their judgment on me. Yeah, in which they printed parts of private telephone conversations that Tom Crone, head of legal, didn't want to give us the tapes for, although we asked for them, which is where the abuse of process argument comes into it. Right, information has been gained unfairly. Right. Thanks for the chat, Peter. Brian Harvey's nut-eyes called the cops and reported me for harassment. 24th of the 7th, 2015. He's a freak.
I've got that as well.
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah.
Peter Jukes, pre-hacking trial Curry. There's Ian Puddick, there's Peter Jukes. What's he doing up in the middle of everything? Is it because counter-terrorism police were the ones that started dealing with phone hacking in the first place, and he's saying that they're